So, once again, with a bit of a cycle of just sort of processing things as I get going, there was a whole system of just making a lot of tools and just sort of getting a lot of things ready, really. I didn't have much time to do else. Well, when you're off screen and you're kind of having to do just a bunch of stuff that's just normal busy work, it's sort of just a process of, hey, get things done and do that. The editing on this is going to be a pain in the ass, that's for sure, though. But that said, all I really did off-stream before this episode, off-stream as if this isn't a recording, was go ahead and just make a bunch of tools and other things that we would need for production purposes as I get building on more and more things. So, that said, it's just things like basic tools, basic starter sets, basically everything that we need to get going for resource gathering, for things like that, everything like that, especially the quarry mod. The quarry mod in particular is the one that's at the bit of our headline here in that case. Though that said, that requires a whole lot more, and I'm going to have to make better quarry tools as I go, just so that way I can make gathering slabs way easier, but that's something I can discuss in the next episode after this, because, well, by the time this goes up, I've probably already recorded the next main episode beyond this, just because of the fact that I've also been doing a lot more busy work between this now. But anyway, part of why I'm making all these tools is the aforementioned quarry mods, that way I can just gather an absolute crap ton of stone and turn it into building materials. So that sort of necessitates just a lot of busy work, a lot of figuring things out, how to place them properly, and then you just turn that all into big old slabs, which, I mean, in this episode, you're not going to see me do a ton of when it comes to that, but that's sort of just like a good way to gather resources and make sure that, hey, if you need things to make stuff for buildings, you have a bunch of it. It saves a lot of time on the busy work, trust me on that side. But that said, with that all done for this episode, that's about time to prep up and finish so that we can get ready for other things. So that said, time to transition back to the me from when I recorded this episode on good old timing. So until then, well, I mean, you'll see me again in like 5 seconds. So yeah, bye-bye. Which brings me to now. Hello, welcome back to Drakkenholme. We're at episode 5 now, and I, as you can tell, have been busy. I mean, obviously there's that montage in the start with the narration, of course, editing me will be having fun with that, ha 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 ha. But, ignore the little guy, I really need to make doors for the forge, to be totally honest with you. As you can tell, I've been busy. We did a lot of work. I'm sitting on slabs because of the quarry mod, as you saw. And also, we have arranged the forge to look as such. It's not done yet. There's a couple of workbench type things that I need to make from the specialized classes mod to eventually kind of finish this place off. But for now, this has to work the way it is because we need to get started on the house. At least the first floor of the house is kind of what we're going to be doing today. And also maybe expanding the farm. Which actually, there are some things to talk about before we get started on building, which is just going to be some chill montaging more than anything, to be totally honest with you. Mostly just because we're just going to make the first floor. So, to illustrate the plan, we're building the house here, on this plot. Which I think I probably should have built, which this should be enough. Honestly, we're probably actually going to, depending on things, I might actually just have to move the road over a little bit. Like, shift it a tad. Just because of the fact that I definitely built this different. Yeah, this is definitely in a different spot. So you know what? Before we lay the foundation, I'm going to dig up this pathway and just kind of figure things out so that way we have this wider plot to build the house on, because I definitely, as I remember from the creative world, built this a bit further over, but that is fine. Also, as you can tell, we have a big-ass wall of maple trees for wood purposes, which, well, that'll be cut down as I need it. We have a lot of resources, though. I have a lot of supplies. Just to be safe. Like, even before getting started, we have, not that trunk, we have lots of stone, not even that. We have lots of stones that can be turned into cobblestone. I have a lot of cobblestone. I've done a lot of digging. I've done a lot of prospecting, as you can tell. A lot of this stuff, as you can tell. Also, a lot of tool making. We have this, which is going to be necessary for these, but only when we actually need the stone, which we will need plenty of. But there's another thing. Also, I built a shade house for the farm plot because things were getting. Why are all these baby mufflins here? I don't get it. But yeah, so the plot is coming in. I do need to expand the farm today, to be totally honest with you. But everything's coming in fine. Our flax has a little bit longer before we're done with this patch. I had to replace this, though, because when I was building the shade house, A mufflin got in here and ate some of the crops, so I had to replant some things. Oops. But thankfully with this, it at least means that for our first batch of stuff, we'll do not too bad, though eventually the farm plot's going to be upgraded to greenhouses as well, so that'll be what that'll be. But I also need to finish this expansion of the workshop slash farmhouse, but that'll get there when I get there. So for now, though, there is some stuff that I need to show off. That is a thing I found, which I'm sad I didn't record the bit to show, but we have our first dragon egg. So, to explain this, this is, as you can tell from the Draconis mod, which is one of the main things that we're going to be using for this game, well, for this setting, that being, of course, you know, Drakkenholme, home of dragons. So how this works, basically, is that after you get a hold of an egg, you then can place it onto the ground, and it will begin to go from dormant to awakened and then eventually hatch. We're not going to do this yet, because after we build the house and do some stuff, then we're going to handle that, but for now, that's not quite it. So I think the things we're going to do this episode is at least get the first floor of the house done, so that way I can move some stuff over to that, and then we'll focus on some design later, and also place all that high fertility soil that I got to expand the farm out properly. So if you do not mind me, before we got to the home building things, I have a bunch of this stuff to dig up, and a bunch of dirt to place down in place of it. Fuck. Well, we'll figure it out. Alright, there. So with this grass set, now we just need to get some of the building materials that we're going to need for actually getting the foundation of the house started. We are kind of doing a raised foundation. Again, I'm taking some cues from Solstin in terms of how the house is actually being built. God, I totally forgot that I need to pull up my freaking blueprints, but we will handle that in a bit. So, I'll get my stuff, and then I'll just cut to when we're getting started, I guess. God, okay. I put everything in the frickin' smithy. Why did I forget that I put everything there? Okay, anyway. Okay, back from collecting. So as you can see, we have a bunch of this stuff because we're first going to get started on making the outline of the building. I should probably... You know what? Okay, you know what else we're going to do? Actually, hold on a second. We're going to put this up for now. I really should have just cleared out the grass first, to be honest, but let's just kind of make it easier on me and just kind of clear out a bunch of this, because I probably should have done that a while ago, to be totally honest with you. Also, that means I can just use the dried grass for other stuff, but hey, we'll get there when we get there. At least an initial area. I'll do some more clearing out later. So let's just kind of get an initial patch open. God, I love this thing. There we go. Basically, we just need the start of it like this. Okay. So, how we're going to do this, like I said, is kind of based on a build from Solstin. Shout out to Solstin. He's a really great vintage story creator. If you want to watch a couple stuff, he does a series called Eisenhome, which is basically just about him doing a mega project of building a big-ass castle, and he's at, like, year 4, I think, so far. So, ongoing stuff. He's got, like, some compilation videos of the originals of the first 3 years, which, again, very nice videos, very fun. One of my main inspirations when it comes to, like, vintage story building and stuff like that. So, this house build is kind of based, like, a bit loosely off his Eisenhome house, so with some tweaks that I made personally just to the general shape of it to suit my personal needs, because that's the name of the game here. But basically, we're just doing the first floor for now, the basic setup, so we're kind of just going to do this. I think a little bit over here. We're going to have to decide some shapes here. So first we got to start off like this. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 across because we're going to have an entrance here, and then we're going to have a little entryway. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, not like that, but hey. Because we basically need a 4x4 entryway, so it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. There, we have our little entryway. And then we're going to do a funny thing. Right here, we put a log here, and then we bow it across like this to basically make a little dividing spot between the interior, between our little entryway, which again is this 4x4 square, and then we just kind of got to carry it out a little bit as I go. So, for example, let me go 1, 2, 3 here, and then I'll see you when I'm done making the general outline shape of the house. Yo, what the fuck? Where the hell? After I kill a monster that's gonna snipe at me. Where the hell is it? Where the hell you at? I got a... I got a spirit. I'm not afraid to use it. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? No, for real, where'd it go? What the hell? Where the Well, there's an orc. I can kill you. I can kill that. Come on, get over here. Ow, I need to make armor sooner than later. Ow. Whatever, we can one-shot orcs. That's... Well, with the copper spear. It'll be different as I get a better spear. Why is it... Okay, whatever. Okay, now I will see y'all after I finish the foundation. Fuck me. There we go. Okay, there we go. So this is the basic shape before we fill it in with our initial flooring. I'm definitely going to change it as I go. So for now, we're going to do some kind of basic, like, starter flooring. You know, like planks of wood, some packed dirt in the couple parts. And then we're going to start building up the walls, which aren't going to be too tall. They're going to be like 1, 2, 3. Basically, so 3 high interior, which is a good enough height. You know, it means you get pretty decent access to things. And then same on the wall, too. Because one of the things we're going to do in referencing the build that I am is we're going to put these around each corner for now. And this will be refined into a more accurate sort of a corner. That will do this, too. Because part of the future build is going to be that we're going to build a second floor 1 block out. Because we're going for kind of a medieval Wattle and Daub style of construction, which obviously is not accurate to the shape. Like most of these builds were kind of a relatively the same, I do think. And then let's see here, between this, we want another one of these, because this is going to be like a little division between... Because eventually when we build the second floor, there's going to be a bit of a division between some parts of it. But for now, that doesn't need to be the case. So for now, we're just going to be making a first floor. I don't know why it's saying there's server issues when it's totally fine. We're playing single player right now. It's not a big deal. So let me gather together the stuff we need to make the floor, and then we're going to start setting up walls. A lot of walls. Oh boy, time to be busy. Okay. Well, cut away. Bye-bye. Okay, there. Initial floor is done for now. Literally, it's gonna change eventually, but so far. I also remember that I had these fancy carved acacia logs from a ruin, so I decided if we're gonna do anything on the central pillar, that might as well be this. It looks way nicer, in my opinion. So, yeah, time for the walls, aka the reason why I know I'm gonna need an absolutely annoying amount of cobblestone. So we have our reference point at least. Now, obviously, we leave 2 here because we're gonna have 2 doors going here, like here and here, basically. So, actually, hold on. Yeah, so here and here, we're gonna have our 2 little entryways. So maybe I should, like... Nah, because this is gonna lead out to, like, the side path. Yeah, so this is gonna go out to, like, the side path where we're gonna do a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I have definitely shifted things over quite a bit, but you know what? That's fine. I should build a path between there to go some of the other stuff, actually. We're going to kind of pack a lot of this stuff in, but whatever. I'll see it once the walls are more or less done. Okay, so for some funny little reference to mid-wall making, because I just had to break a ton of stones, 8 stacks of stones and a stack of clay gets you 2 stacks of cobblestone. It is, I mean, each in exchange, it works. I can't complain too much about it. Anyway, moving on, I'll see you when the walls are done, and we'll see if I need to get way more stone than this, because we have quarry tools for a reason. And there, it's kind of dark, but this is our walling. So this is kind of just the expected room so far. This is definitely going to split, as you can tell. Oh, hey, fireflies. Yay, what a nice effect. So eventually, the idea for the split, actually... No, this is how I had it look. Yep, nope, you kind of have this, and you go in, and you have, like, the little split here to get your 2 here. I think... Oh, wait, hold on a second. I think I remember part of how... Yeah, okay, we're going to want to, like, actually have 2 of these pillars here as, like, a little dividing wall. At least, this is how we're going to do it. This is going to be my interior. So we have this little split here. This is going to be, like, the split to basically move into, like, this is going to be, like, the whole kitchen and everything, right? So, kind of a bit of a divide, little things, and we get to, like, this open space, which is not going to be too open for long, because we're eventually going to build a stairwell in this corner. And then, I don't know right now if I want to do, like, an underground cellar, and it's, like, have a basement with, like, storage and everything. Because that's how I built it. Okay, you know what? Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to sleep so that we can have daylight and I can actually talk about this while y'all can see. Okay, so we have daylight again. So, basically the plan is, obviously we have our entryway here. Now, the plan is, this is going to be like our little kitchen zone. This is definitely a bit wider than... It's fine if it's a bit wider. We can have some fun with it, building like shelves and cupboards and stuff. Kind of having some fun with the systems that exist. This back wall, as I remember, we're going to use it for like... basically ovens, because that's like how Sosin did it, and that's how I like to do it too. So we're going to have like 3 ovens around here, and then some other things. I think the wall's a little... technically uneven in that regard, but that's fine. We can use like some space for other stuff, or it can be funny. We can line this with like 4 ovens, because I'm gonna need to do a lot of cooking for certain survival foods that I want to do. But anyway, this is basically gonna be our kitchen slash little eating space. This is gonna be a little foyer past the entryway with a stairwell going up here, and either a corner here for some stuff that'll lead out to another door if I want to do like an exposed. Basically, the idea is, instead of a basement-style cellar where I keep my food for winter and everything, we just kind of leave this as is, and then like I have an extra door that goes outside, and then I build like an outdoor cellar of some sort, or something like that. Like I can look up look up some kind of like medieval cellar design of like how they would design those things. And then we just have like a sealed little building, maybe a little bit into the ground after I like, you know, clean all, like, basically just fill this pond up with dirt. But I don't know, because one of the things I can do that is going to be fun and probably very necessary with a basement style, like going down from here, is storage. Lots and lots of storage, and maybe some early stuff. But anyway, this is our basic footprint to get us started, so we're not going to get too fancy with some things yet. But eventually we are going to like build up a bunch of other things. So for now, why is that ship? There's a cave right there. We're just going to ignore that, and I am going to cut down part of the maple wall, because I want to raise these up to the level of the wall, and then we also need to make doors and stairs and other things. I'm just going to kill that. Yeah, by the way, I have been killing, like, a fair share of monsters, like, between cuts, just because that's how it goes. But anyway, now I need to make stairs for the entryway, and then, at least raise these pillars up, and then we need to seal off the entrance with a absolute crap ton of planks. Like, an excessive amount of planks. Can these pigs stop? Please leave my forge, please. This is, like, the 3rd pig that has gotten stuck in the forge because it tries to spear my face. Hey, come on, chase me over here. You know what, you can just be stuck there. I'm gonna get my building supplies. You can just be stuck. Jesus. What the fuck? See, this is why I need doors. Frickin' get back here, you stupid frickin' goblin. Hey! What are you doing? Running a man's house while it's under construction? Little shit. Give me your stuff. Do you have any? You're gonna give me anything good. Gonna give me twine. That's fine. Okay, you know what? Let's make these doors. Jeez. There. 4 doors. Ay. There, we have doors. Our entryway is closed off. Now I will get back to filling all of this in. Oh my god. Okay, so I almost got it done with what I had. To be fair, I did have to... You know what? Okay, you know what? We will finish the pillars later. Making the ceiling is more important. We can finish building these pillars later. For now, we need the wood for other purposes. Bam! There we go. Done. House is kind of sealed. I'll put, like, some rough fences to block it off. But so far, we have the beginnings of the house. It's not perfect. It's not done yet. Obviously, we still have a lot to do before this thing is even remotely done. But we have the initial steps of the house as it is planned, which is good. And hey, look at that. I'm only like 40 minutes into my recording. Ha ha ha. That leaves room to do some other stuff. And by other stuff, I mean some funky export. Okay, so basically there's another mod of mine that I want to show off. Okay, we'll put this in here because we'll use these later. So I kind of want to go back to some of those ruins that I found now that we have a chisel. Because there's something I can do now that I have a chisel. And that is that I can actually salvage stuff that we find in ruins. It's a neat mod that I installed after I found it because I kind of wanted to try it out. Which is basically, it's literally just called, like, I think, like, salvage or whatever, or it's like, return. Basically, the entire point of the mod is that I can use it to get bits from, like, basically just get materials, like bits and other stuff from the things that you find in ruins, which is just gonna be your things like, basically, like, just bits of iron, brass, some other stuff, various little helpful materials of basically like, hey, you can salvage these things that you find and then take them over here. Also, let's take our bed, and we're going to move that. Before we go to any exploration, though, we are moving the bed, like I said. So for now, we're going to turn this into our sleeping area. Bam. Okay, I don't know why I got... Why did I get hurt? What? Weird. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, I also did get a couple new skills. So from tree working, because I got that when I was cutting down everything, I got the first tier of lumberjack so I can get more wood. From survival, I got the first level of huge stomach, so my hunger bar is bigger, so I will not go hungry as fast. Again, once I get to the second floor, this will look a lot better because this will actually get closed off, and then we will, of course, naturally make an actual roof. But for now, we just need to have a bunch of planks that are closed off and kind of weird. Trust me, it'll look better once I get stuff underway. Yeah, we can build like a Bam. Okay, you know what? If we're gonna go ruin diving too this episode to gather some stuff, thank you for that. I need to make improvised armor. How do I do that? Improvised body armor made out of wood. You literally just need rope, some dry grass, and a bunch of firewood. Let's see here. Crafting mechanic armor. Improvised armor. The earliest type of armor you can make only protects your body while leaving your head and legs exposed. It'll only take a few hits before it breaks, but nonetheless can save your life in dire times. Lamellar armor. Somewhat more effort due to requiring repels, but offers greater protection while still relatively low cost to create. You can create lamellar armor from wood, copper, or bronze. Oh, right. This. Wood lamellar needs some resin, some pelts, and then you just make this. Or you do it like this for slightly cheaper. Yeah, so maybe we should make some basic wood lamellar as like basic starting body armor. Green for broken blackguard cuirass. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so you take this and then you do that and then you can make... Oh, that's useful for scrap metal because... Okay. So yeah, normally you find this, but because of one of the... Again, because of the class mod, that's normally craftable with other things. So we just need... You know what? It's a good thing I found a resin tree. A tree with some resin, actually. And we do have pelts that I can use. Ooh. Okay, so... Yeah, so we need to prioritize actually making some basic starter body armor. Oh, you're still here. Hey, can I coax you into, like, leaving, please? Please, so that you're not stuck in here? No? No? No, you're just gonna linger. Come on. Nope. Okay. Look away. Look away. There is no pig. What? Don't worry about it. There is no pig here. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Okay, so I've got a lot of stuff we're gonna need to do here. So we're gonna need these pelts. Oh, that's a rawhide. Huh. I underestimated some of the stuff I had. So basically, I'm going to need the pellets, we're going to need firewood, we're going to need some resin to get me started. God, I'm actually glad I forgot that I had boards ready. Wow, I'm dumb. Anyway, we have firewood at least. We need at least body armor, and there is a resin tree over here. I'll see ya over there. And bam! So, because we're relatively up north, we can get resin from pine logs. Now, this can regenerate, so I don't want to cut down this tree, at least until I get some tools that'll let me actually, like, score trees or something. Wait, hold up, can I do that? Can I not? There's some things I've forgotten, but basically, so let's see, with this, I should be able to just kind of make this, yeah? Oh, yeah. That easy. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, wait, hold on. That makes the shirt, but if I want to do the body lamellar, I just want to actually make this way. We need to do it like this instead. Okay, we just need to do 2 per. Yeah? Okay, wait, I probably need more pelts. Yeah, I need 2 medium pelts. It's a good thing we have those! Back at the house. Okay, well, I said house, but I meant workshop, obviously, so we need... Where did I keep some of those? I know I had them sitting around. Did I? Or did I use all my... No, nope, I had like 5. Good, actually. Okay, so we set it like this. Set this here, and then we just kind of bring it around twice. And that just makes that just makes body armor. Good. So it's not much, but it's something to get us started until we get more resin as well. So I think I'll make this, and we will keep it, because then we can make the blackguard armor with other stuff, so that will get us somewhere eventually. So for now, though, we take this, and then we just kind of, bam. Bam, there we go, basic armor. I mean, it's not a ton, it's obviously not the most protective armor, but hey, shit, it'll get the job done. It'll keep me from getting, you know, insta-murdered by something, so that's good. So, what we're gonna need is, obviously, we have our spear, we have this, we need this for salvaging purposes. Now, there's a few ruins that I know about that are nearby that we're going to investigate, so I will do the time-saving thing for y'all of just kinda cutting to when I find the ruins again and saving y'all the trouble of watching me do stuff. Also, we'll be slightly slower because I am in the Lamlar armor, but hey, it'll be fine. So, till then, I will see you at the first ruin. Huzzah! Okay, so the first ruin, this one I found. We're gonna kind of focus on this one, at least for some initial stuff, so that way I can kind of show off. So we need to... Oh, wait, actually, there's some use here. Hold on a second. What do you have here? Here we have a jug. Okay, these will actually be useful. Okay, these can be... Okay, the jugs can be useful. Can I get this one? No? 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 Okay, wait, hold on a second. I can probably do this. I ever just... Oh, I try. Okay, well, there we go. So, and then we can take this, the metal barrel, the ruined bucket, the ruined glass tank, the coat rack. Basically, we just take all of this stuff. Like, literally, we just take all of it. It's actually going to be really funny. I'm breaking more than intending to, but it's fine. So we just take all of this stuff that's broken. Because the funny thing about broken stuff, it actually counts as stone, particularly clutter, for the purposes of a few things. And that's just an aged crate. So, that shed... yeah, okay, no, that's about all for this ruin, and because of how much it got, I'll just see you back at the, workshop, because it's gonna be quite a bit. Oh god, I'm getting turned around. Okay. Okay, we're back. It's also the next morning, so we are also officially in July, the first day of July. Yay! We are now in the second proper month of the game. So, that said, now that we're done, we're gonna need the chisel for what this will do. So one of the things that I like with this mod that we can do is I'm not sure what we can do with everything here. I have to check the recipes. Because I think there's some of the stuff that I just can't actually do anything with. So, I mean, some of it. Actually, hold on a second. Well, I mean, we can use some of it for decoration, you know. Yeah, okay. I know there's some stuff that can be salvaged. Some things I'm not too sure about, though. Yeah, ooh, okay, we can salvage that into an iron plate. Nice. Okay, this can't do anything with it. We can turn that... Okay, so basically, a lot of the things that we get can either... If it can't be turned things, we can at least turn it into, like, freaking, bits. So a lot of this metal stuff can be turned into bits and iron and everything. So some of it we can sell... Okay, so some of it we can salvage, some of it we can't. But this is very... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I mean, I should probably hold on to this, because these plates will be very useful. Hold up, if I want to make, like, an iron door... Oh, wow, you need a lot for that. Do I want to use these to make a... Oh, no, we need nails to make lanterns. We need nails and strips to make lanterns. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, no, we can make them cheaper. We can just use torches and ingots, too. Okay, well, there's a lot. That's gonna be a lot of saving for getting light levels done cheapest. Huh. Well, there's stuff we can use them for, at least, but we should hold on to them. Okay. Yeah, we really need to check the actual things. So, and then there's a lot of stuff we can use the brass wage block for, but that'll... Okay, cool. So we have some freaking iron plates already from salvaging. But not that are going to be that useful for now. So what we can do... Okay, so I'm just going to have to delete some of that stuff because I thought we could salvage it, but unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, this cannot be salvaged. Unusable clutter, unusable clutter. See, that was the main reason I got the salvage mod, was because I wanted to be able to do stuff with this clutter. Oh, wait, I totally forgot. There's another metal ruined bed. Hold on, I'm a Dumbo. We have 3 plates and some bits. This will be very useful towards getting us some... Jesus. Okay, we're not going to be able to outright skip to some stuff, but I definitely want to go check out those other ruins and see what I can salvage from them, because that will be handy. As for the stuff that we can't actually salvage, I'm just gonna, I don't know, toss it into something. You know, maybe like trash. Some stuff like that. I don't know, we'll figure it the hell out. Okay, but anyway, I also want to at least... Okay, let's gather all of the fibers that I have. Because there is something I wish to do, and I hope we have enough fibers to actually do it. Okay, the rest are in the frickin' thing. Because if we have enough fibers for it, we should be able to get rid of my last hunter bag. At the least... Did we fix once I frickin'... Okay. Get in the spear. Ah! This is why we stay strapped. But we need to get rid of the flint spear too, so let's take that out of my workshop. Out of my workshop. Out of my workshop. Fuck you. There. Fuck you. Maybe it'll give me something good at least. No. Fuck you. Okay, so anyway. Put that there for now. So anyway, finding flax. Let's see here. Do I have more fibers than this? No. Shit. Okay, no, we got those. Do we have enough? No, we don't have enough. Damn. Yeah, I thought maybe we might get enough for some linen, but no, we can't do that yet. Though maybe after the first batch of flax is actually done? I don't know. Let's see how the growth is going. It's getting there. Almost through, though. It's definitely a lot of being affected. Okay. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I think that's enough for now for this episode. So, that shade. Let's do a funny. Let's sit on top of the shade house. So, that said, with this done, I'm going to do some more personal busy work. Like, I'm just gonna widen out the farm. I'm basically just gonna go for ham for a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ham for a bit with my freaking hoe and the spare flint hoe, and just fill this with that high fertility soil, and just expand the hell out of the farm, and probably take those path blocks I have and kind of begin to section more things out over here. So I got some busy work I'm going to do, but that is all from me in terms of what will be shown on screen this episode. So I will see you guys next time after the next round of preparation busy work. There is a skeleton in the background. I'm gonna go kill it right after this cuts away. Okay, see you next week. Time to go commit a murder.